Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. His name is Mike Brown. This is the MLB Odds Couple over Friday, September 16th. We're coming off of a losing day. Yeah. I got burned by Philly. Let's throw the record up. Man, Pittsburgh's bats just exploded, didn't they?
Out of nowhere. Who saw it come? And Pistol Pete, both our power picks lost yesterday, but was still very, very respectable. We're well over 70%, and no one's going to win them all. But I promise you, wearing this shirt was no pun intended. I walked out of the house this morning. My shirt I wanted to wear wasn't ironed, and when I got halfway to the car and crunk up, I was like, oh shit, Pistol Pete's going to take this the wrong way. 15-2. It was a shellacking.
Well, listen, yeah, the losses happen. The only real problem is if you don't understand why and can't figure out what's going to happen for the future. What do you think? Is Pitt's lineup now suddenly going to go on a run?
No, they're just continuing to do the pattern they've done for the last 3 months. And
all right, well, this is a very, very interesting and weird card. I'm only going to have a few picks, but there's a lot of interesting.
That ain't going to happen.
There's a lot of interesting situations that we can discuss here. And the one pick that I'm liking, I don't know. You tell me what you think of it. Is going to be another fade of Pittsburgh, although it's more of a fade of Vogelsong. Vogelsong is really he's at the end of his rope. He's at the end of his career. The end of the line for Vogelsong. He's not doing well. And Stevenson on the other side is a young rookie who's highly touted, very up and down as many rookies are. But
he wants to shine today, buddy.
Yeah, he faced Pitt in his last start and he got hit. I think that he's probably likely for a bounce back. Vogelsong faced Cincy in his last start and got hit. I have a feeling that, he's been getting hit start in and start out. That's not going to change. It's a very low line. So my picks for today are going to be on Cincinnati first five and the run line. But I don't know if Pittsburgh explodes offensively like they did yesterday. I'm in for another loss. What do you think?
Well, they could grab that momentum and go with it. But you touched on something that's just huge, and that's Vogelsong. And it's sad, but ever since he took that shot to the head, he's never been the same. And this could be his last campaign. But I don't see him bouncing back, Pete. He's really got some issues going on the last few games. I think if I were you, I'd just probably stick with that first five because they might blow up later on.
They might, right? It's just that the -1 line is such a big. Because I feel very confident that Vogelsong's going to get hit relatively hard.
Well, then roll with it, buddy. Roll with it.
Yeah, I'll take both of them. Cincinnati on the first 5 innings, and then Cincinnati -1. Then there's one other pick I'll give on the rest of the card. But there's a lot of interesting situations. I guess the first one is let's talk about Washington and Atlanta. Right? Scherzer, a massive favorite, but he's really been doing it game in and game out. And I don't know if you caught this, Freddie Freeman's going to be out for Atlanta. So that's a knock for them. Maybe it's worth it, this huge line. What do you think? That's your power.
That's my power pick of the day. Yeah. And when I heard Freeman was out, it only, it just really totally confirmed it. But here's the thing. This team's peaking at the right time. They're really kind of clicking right now. This guy's got 251 strikeouts this year. He leads the big leagues. He knows what he's doing. He's so confident right now, I don't think there's any way in hell that Atlanta can stop this team. And the full game run line, Pistol Pete, is where I'm going to cash my ticket and make up for what happened last night with the Cubbies. So talk to me, baby.
The full game run line for Washington would be the best line shopping right now compared -126.
I think that's a great value because I think if they do anything, right, they got their 6 games, I believe, or 8 games from clinching, so they see the reality, and if they put together a nice campaign here, so they're going to want to come out early and often and uncork and then bat. So they're going to close it out, baby. Let's get her done, and Gant's going to get it.
Definitely feels like that. All right, and then there's some other interesting situations. Chris Sale is definitely dealing game in and game out.
I was wondering if my buddy was drinking, the one that told me I better start fading.
Well, that? Yeah, sure. I mean, the pitchers, even elite starters, have ups and downs and speed bumps during the year. And KC, of course, just got swept badly by Oakland.
Yeah, that was a debacle. My God.
Yeah, so, the White Sox are not the kind of team that I want to be betting on as a road favorite, but in light of how KC did in their last series and how Chris Sale's doing, the only issue is that Kennedy on the other side has also been pitching well. At most, he's only a half notch below Sale right now.
Yeah, at the most. And Sale, though, what concerns me is the lack of a consistent run support behind him.
From the White Sox.
And I just can't bank on that,
Yeah, I can't do it either in light of the White Sox lineup and in light of Kennedy, because Kennedy, even if Sale's lights out, Kennedy could easily match him.
And he's done it before, so I got to stay off of that one, Pistol.
Then, all right, there's one other. The other pick that I'm thinking about giving is the over in the Dodgers Arizona, and I think that Greinke is much more likely to hit than Maeda.
I know, and here's the team also. Did you see what Arizona did the last 4 games? They scored a ton, or the last 3 games, they scored over 40 runs.
Yeah, the only issue is that my one winner was a nice one on Arizona's second half last night at +170. That was a winner. But I also had the Dodgers team total over, which didn't cash. I thought that if the game was was going to go over because of the Dodgers.
Who's towing the rubber for the Dodgers?
Maeda, and that's the thing. He's a guy who, even when he goes into tough pitching situations like Coors and stuff, he's very reliable. He doesn't get crushed. He usually gives up 6 innings, 1 or 2 runs. So if he does that here, is this game going to get over 9? I don't know. I feel like Greinke's going to get hit, though. What do you think?
Well, I think so also with this pattern.
Well, what's up with the Dodgers lineup? How come they didn't hit yesterday?
Well, they're like the Pittsburgh Pirates, buddy. I'm not kidding you. It's the Dodgers are really inconsistent as well. And shit, I don't have that answer. I wished I did. I'd be worth millions of dollars.
Yeah, maybe I could just take the Dodgers team total over, but that's going to be 5.
Just don't overthink it, Pistol Pete.
Don't overthink it?
Yeah,
all right, I won't overthink it.
Okay.
I'll bet on Greinke getting hit, which I think is going to happen, and I will take the LA Dodgers team total over on that one for my 3rd pick. And that's going to be it for me.
Yeah.
But there are some other interesting situations like Fulmer and Kluber in Detroit and Cleveland.
Here we go. Detroit again.
Kluber has been absolutely lights out. I don't know if you want to take him. They've been giving him more rest, and that has been paying dividends. He hasn't been quite lights out, but he's been very good over his last bunch of starts. What do you think? I was leaning under on that one.
If anything, I would lean the under because of the inconsistency again. Because again, here's Cleveland. What offense is going to show up? And on the other side of the ball, Detroit, they ought to be ashamed of themselves. They've had an opportunity, for real, Pete.
Well, the major leagues are tough.
I know they're tough, but when you are known for power hitting and you're putting up 1 and 2 runs out of a 10-game span, except for one day here you'll score 6 or 7, there's just something wrong. Something's not clicking there. So I got to stay off it, Pistol.
Other thing that is tempting is the over in the Yankees-Boston. Now, Sess has had a real problem with the long ball, and if that happens again here, he's going to give a bunch of runs.
That's in Boston, isn't it?
It's in Boston. Buchholz had a bunch of good starts in a row, but his last start got absolutely crushed. And
I think, you know what? This is one I bounce back and forth because I got a feeling Boston's going to shellac them. I want to almost put out another pick, but I'm not going to do that. But I might bet that on the side. I think because Sessa does give up the long ball, and Boston right now has got to be scratching their head too, saying what's going on with our bats. So they might just absolutely uncork. This may be a vintage Yankees getting their ass kicked game by Boston.
Yeah, maybe I'll take. I mean, the only question mark for me is what to expect from Buchholz, who's kind of been the deal with his whole career.
I know, but I think if he does do what he does sometimes, which is get shellacked, I think they'll just out-hit the Yankees. Yankees can't keep up with that batting order. I don't really think they can.
You're right. Okay, we'll revisit that in a second, maybe. Then the next one, Oakland off a big sweep against KC. And now
I'm wondering if Billy Bean saw that video we did about 8-9 days ago. Remember I said Billy Bean ball's not working. It was a periscope or something. All of a sudden, these guys come out. They're firing AK-47s.
Yeah, absolutely. And now they're going into Texas again as a huge underdog.
Another big one.
And Hamels has been struggling in his last bunch of starts. Now, if you read the reports, he's been saying that he's he feels good in the bullpen, blah blah blah, all this. And of course, you trust a guy like that.
He's given up more walks this year than he ever has. He leads the majors in giving up walks. All right, and I read an article this morning. He said, I better change this soon because I can't be doing this in the postseason. Well, guess what? If you keep doing it now, you guys might be really getting sent out of the postseason early. But I think he can gather it back. I really do. There's another team wondering about the consistency of the bats, but they do have the best record in the AL. All right, they see the light at the end of the tunnel. They can clinch that division if they keep pounding away. I think Hamels comes back because of his ego, and I almost pulled the trigger on Hamels with the first 5.
Yeah, it's just very tricky. And Graveman is also an up and down guy as well.
But you've had a good read on Graveman, Pete.
Yeah, it's tempting to. I mean, I would definitely. For me, it's Oakland or nothing here. But I don't know if I want to bet it, and I certainly don't know if I want to give it as a pick
talk
here.
about bats on fire. Wow.
Yeah. Was that a fluke or not? I don't think it's a fluke.
I think this is what they do sometimes when they're out of a race. They dig even deeper to that farm club that just never stops growing. It's amazing, and they.
And then one other thing that we'll just touch on very quickly, Ubaldo Jimenez, they put him in the starting rotation as a last-minute measure.
And what has he done?
Been very, very serviceable.
You and I both thought he was going to pull a Tim Lincecum.
No, not necessarily. I thought what I thought was going to happen was that his first start was going to be better than expected, and then he would start to fade.
But it went the other way around.
No, he hasn't started to fade. So you do see that a lot of times, especially late in the year with veterans, when there's a veteran who just looks like he's done, and then they have to put him, they give him a spot start, and he performs better than expected. It usually tends to fade, though. Jimenez has not. And
you know why he hasn't? And I mean this, it goes all the way down to the manager, Bucky Showalter. He is a pitcher's coach, all right, and he really took this kid under his wing, and he just really has nurtured him. So that's why that kid has bounced back. Dangerous. This could be a dangerous time for Baltimore because they better start kicking, right now. So I got to stay away from that.
I got to stay away from it as well because Tampa Bay has really been playing spoiler.
Baby,
and Chris Archer has been, even if Jimenez is good, Chris Archer's been good too. So if anything, I'd be leaning Tampa Bay here, but I'm not going to take it. All right, it's an interesting card. I think we broke it down in an interesting way. Our official picks.
Always do.
I'm on I'm on the, what am I on, the Dodgers team total over, and I'm on Cincinnati first 5, and the -1 line. Hopefully Pittsburgh's bats won't do the same thing they did yesterday. And Mike Renner's power play, tell him what it is.
Are you okay? That's all the picks you have?
Yeah, that's. I mean,
all right?
it's just, we broke down all the games. I explained why.
Right. I'm just busting your balls, Pete. Okay. Yeah, I got one here that I'm going with. I think Scherzer gets it done again, and I think this team takes another step towards clinching that title because the New York Mets are going home, baby. All right, Washington with Scherzer on the mound, full game run line. Pistol Pete, my line shopper, got me -126. I think that is nothing but value. And again, Freddie Freeman's going to be sitting down for Atlanta, so there goes a whole bunch of that bat power.
On Friday's Sportsbit, Paulie and I break down Dolphins, Patriots, Bengals, Steelers, Bucks, Cardinals, Vikings, Packers. We have rapid reaction to the Jets beating the Bills last night, Houston beating Cincy in college, and a moose in MLB. Check it out right now on Sportsbit Betting Insights today.
All right, we come from sportsbookreview.com. Sportsbook Review is a page where you can go to read reviews and ratings of every sports book in the industry. So if you're looking to sign up with another book or another 5 books for this football season, sportsbookreview.com is where you can go to find out about all those books. And we'll be back later on today to cover the opening lines for tomorrow's MLB card.
That's right, and go to OCDpicks.com. Check out Pistol Pete and I's picks. Don't miss it.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SPR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.